everyone. Today, I will be presenting our research on the interdependencies between economic and demographic variables in Thailand. Using a vector autoregressive (VAR) model, we analyzed the complex relationships between agricultural productivity and rural demographics, providing insights for policymakers on sustainable agricultural development and rural infrastructure investment. Introduction. Economic and demographic dynamics are deeply interconnected, with each influencing and shaping the other. Understanding these interdependencies is essential for developing effective strategies that foster sustainable development. In Thailand, rapid economic growth and demographic changes have marked its transformation from a predominantly agrarian economy to one with robust industrial and service sectors. This shift has resulted in significant changes in urbanization, migration, fertility, and mortality rates. Since agriculture remains a vital part of Thailand's economy, employing and feeding large segments of the population, it is important to examine how demographic changes, particularly in rural areas, impact agricultural productivity. While existing studies have explored specific aspects of the economy or demographics in isolation, there is a gap in research that systematically analyzes their relationships using advanced statistical models. This study aims to fill this gap by employing a VAR model, which allows the simultaneous analysis of multiple time series variables to capture the dynamic interdependencies between them. Insights from this research are expected to guide policymakers and contribute to the global body of knowledge on the interdependence of economic and demographic dynamics. Methodology. The study employs a vector autoregressive (VAR) model to capture the linear interdependencies among multiple time series variables. Unlike univariate models, the VAR model allows for the simultaneous analysis of multiple variables, considering their past values within the system. This method provides a comprehensive understanding of how changes in one variable can affect others over time. The key variables in this analysis are cereal yield, rural population growth, and the percentage of the rural population. Annual data from Thailand, spanning from 1972 to 2020, sourced from the World Bank, form the basis for this study. The VAR model helps explore how demographic changes, agricultural productivity, and rural population dynamics interrelate. Results and discussion. The analysis reveals several key findings. Cereal yield (CYH) dynamics. The VAR model shows that cereal yield exhibits strong autoregressive properties, indicating that improvements in agricultural productivity are self-reinforcing. This suggests that advancements in agricultural technology and practices have long-lasting positive effects, leading to continued productivity gains over time. Rural population variables. Demographic variables, such as rural population growth and the percentage of the rural population, show potential influences on agricultural productivity. However, the relationships are complex, with limited direct impacts observed from past values of rural population on cereal yield. This complexity highlights that rural population dynamics alone do not significantly drive agricultural outcomes but may interact with other factors like technology, infrastructure, and policy. Dynamic interdependencies. The VAR model illustrates the intricate interdependencies among economic and demographic variables. While cereal yield tends to be self-reinforcing, rural population variables do not exhibit strong predictive power over agricultural productivity. This points to a more nuanced relationship between rural demographics and economic outcomes, suggesting that multiple factors, including rural amenities, employment opportunities, and quality of life, play a role. Granger causality tests. The Granger causality tests indicate limited evidence of direct causal relationships among the variables. While some marginal evidence suggests that changes in the rural population percentage can influence rural demographics, the overall findings do not strongly support the notion that rural population dynamics directly cause changes in agricultural productivity. Impulse response functions. The analysis of impulse response functions shows how shocks to one variable propagate through the system, impacting others over time. The responses to shocks in cereal yield, rural population, and rural population growth indicate both immediate and lagged effects, providing insights into short-term and long-term impacts. However, These effects often dissipate quickly, suggesting that changes in rural population dynamics may have limited lasting influence on agricultural productivity. Policy implications. The research findings have significant implications for policy. Agricultural investments. Since cereal yield shows self-reinforcing properties, policymakers should continue investing in agricultural technology and infrastructure. Supporting agricultural research and development, along with providing targeted subsidies for modern farming equipment, can help sustain and enhance productivity in the long term. Integrated rural development. The influence of rural demographic shifts on agricultural productivity underscores the need for comprehensive rural development policies. To stabilize rural populations and support agricultural sustainability, policies should focus on improving rural amenities, healthcare, education, and job opportunities. Investments in rural infrastructure and quality of life can mitigate rural-urban migration, maintaining a stable workforce for agricultural activities.